girls to be in sports. She's on like a bus. It's like 3 stories high. It's a 3-story high bus. It's amazing.
That's a pretty big bus. And now both jammers breaking through. Sirens jammer calling the bam. Amelia Terhart calling the jam. And looks like taking an arms penalty this time is Bella Blitz.
Bella Blitz, she's fierce, she's funny, and she's got bony hip bones. Use those hip bones, girls, says Elizabeth Clark. Right now you're going to use those hip bones to sit on the penalty box, but you know.
That's right. Take this time to regroup, contemplate your place in the universe. Fill yourself with positive energy. All right, that is Princess Leia breaking out, but Serena Killam's also not far behind her. All right, Princess Leia busting through, determined to get at least a couple of points on the board. Good for one.
All right, and that wraps up our first quarter with the Sirens in the lead, 31-21. And now I'd like you all to please welcome Robin Hall of the American Cancer Society, and he's going to talk to you some more about this pink out bout. Why don't you come over here and use mine?
Awesome. First of all, I just wanted to say a massive thank you, guys. I'm so grateful to have the Derby Dolls as part of our community. Part of our mission is to celebrate life. And I can't think of a better display of what celebrating life is all about. You guys are colorful, you guys are amazing, and events like this help us we've got $67 million in cancer research today, funding over 162 grants, and the breast cancer mortality rate has been dropping steadily for a decade because of events like this, because of you guys giving back. And like I said, our mission is to save lives, celebrate lives, and lead the fight for a world without cancer. These young ladies are a great example of that. You guys are a great example of that. So thank you for making a difference with us. I really appreciate it, and I'm so excited for the Derby Dolls to be a part of the American Cancer Society family. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Robin. And if you want to learn more about the American Cancer Society's mission, if you want to pick up some informational flyers or these extremely cool Bam Bam sticks so you can make some noise for your team, go on down to his table right over there by merch.
He's a New Zealander, right?
junior Varsity Brawlers. Varsity Brawlers are taking the track right now. They want to do a little bit of makeup work. They're 10 points behind, but 10 points ain't nothing at this point in the game, is it?
No, not at all. Hit it in ones and twos, can get yourself back with before you know it, or even as you know it.
Even as you're even then realizing where you are and what's going on around you.
That's
Boom!
right.
Late change.
All right, taking a seat this time, though, is Jinx for a directional block and a stopping penalty. And it looks like we have Slammin' Eggs on the line for Sirens as she tries to break her way through. Skeleton dipping down, making her way out, taking over lead jammer. Meanwhile, Slammin' Eggs gets a door open for her as she makes her way out as well.
Varian Wilson wants to say, Skeleton, your family and friends are rooting for you and for all your VB teammates.
All right, here comes Skeleton starting her scoring run, calling the jam.
She did not like the look of that Sirens wall, ran straight into the back of Smackaroni and decided discretion's the better part of getting scored on.
That's true. Better to tap out than get scored on. I think that's in the Bible. Proverbs.
You know, it's been so long since Sunday school, I'm gonna have to study up before I die.
All right, that is Guillotina Belcher on the line for the Sirens.
Woo, there goes Smaller Brawler.
And that is Smaller Brawler breaking out, but Guillotina Belcher right behind her, not too far, closing ranks on her. Calling the jam.
But not in time. The Sirens steal 1 point on that jam.
All right, looks like now we have Finding Gory on the line for the Varsity Brawlers. And Skate White Shark on the line for the Sirens. All right, whistles off, and so are the skaters.
Finding Gory had a minute to mug for our photographer, Grant Palmer. Can't wait to see how that one comes out.
Skate White Shark trying the high road, running up against Greased Frightening. Finding Gory still trying to find a little bit of daylight to try to get by the Sirens defense. Both skaters, just when you think they're about to go out, but Finding Gory finally finding the right opening, threading the right needle. And Skate White Shark now breaking out in front of her own as well. 23 seconds left in the jam. Finding Gory starting her scoring run. Trying to get a few points on the board. Calls the jam before Skate White Shark gets an opportunity to catch up. All right, looks like we got Firefox on the line for the Varsity Brawlers. And Smackaroni on the line for the Sirens. All right, Firefox taking the high road, getting her way out. Meanwhile, Smackaroni having a little trouble. She's shaking, she's baking. Can't find her way out. Almost did. Finally gets by Mad Mercury.
You can't say bacon to a siren. It gets them all sensitive.
That's true. My apologies. I meant like baking.
Coach Oblivion Westwood signals for the call-off, and that's just what she gets. Firefox calls off that jam.
So with just over 11 minutes left in the half, it is Sirens 27, Sirens 32, Varsity Brawlers 27. Boss odds on the line for the Varsity Brawlers, and I believe that is Speedy Wonder on the line for the Sirens.
Hey, by the way, everybody in the crowd, if you've got people at home who couldn't make it to the game, tell them to get on YouTube and search for Derby Dolls. We are live on YouTube right now, so tell your friends, tell your family, have them tune on in.
All right. Speedy Wonder getting through the pack, calling the jam before Boss Odds can get an opportunity to put points on the board. And now we have Angel of Death on the line for the Sirens. And Killer Frost on the line for the Varsity Brawlers. Killer Frost breaking out, getting lead jammer status.
Holy smokes, was that quick.
But Angel of Death looming far behind, not far behind her, as the Angel of Death looms not far behind us all. All right, looks like Amelia Terhart is now on the line for the Sirens, and I believe that is Smaller Brawler. Yep, that was Smaller Brawler. Unfortunately, Killer Frost getting an arms penalty and a low blocking penalty, making this a power jam. There is a quick switch. Putting Sweet up. Looks like we have yet another switch. Back to Amelia Terhart. And with 9 minutes and 3 seconds left in the half, it is Sirens 39, Varsity Brawlers 27. Amelia Terhart starting off with a slow, almost stopped pack.
That's right. You can slow them down, but you do have to keep moving. That's the problem.
Speaking of moving, Amelia Terhart moved her way through that pack. And now she's coming up and around.
Sirens are trapping Mad Mercury in the back. They're trying to define the pack in the back, but now they move forward to try to get their jammer out of that fierce Brawler's wall.
And Mad Mercury making her way out, doing a nice bit of blocking. Her, and I believe that is Boss Odds, stopping her up against that rail.
And it is just exhausting to fight against a big wall like that. But oh, what a great assist she got out of that pack.
But unfortunately, with 2 seconds, 1 second, and now no seconds left in the jam, I believe that was still good for 5 points, though.
And really, huge shout out to Sweet Baby Rage with a beautifully timed little can opener there right at the end of the jam.
All right, looks like we have Phoenix on the line for the Sirens.
Mad Merc sitting down for and above the shoulder. She's been having a really fierce defensive game today.
She certainly has.
Oh, lickety split. That's how fast Phoenix got through that pack on the high side.
And
she's gone.
Princess Leia almost joined her. No, not Princess Leia. I'm sorry, I believe that is Slim Reaper. Almost joined her, but didn't.
She did it on the high, she did it on the low. Let's see if she goes through the middle this time, Rock. She'll collect the set.
Exactly. Collect them all. Nope, goes through the back. Oh, it hits the back of Skeleton.
Yeah, Pack Ref Morning Wood signaled the back block on that one. There's nothing you can do to fix it. All you can do is get as many points as you can to make it worthwhile.
Although she could say that she's sorry.
Yeah, I mean...
she'll still get the penalty, but
it doesn't fix anything,
at least she feels bad about it.
True story. Oh, and she's through one more time. Huge jam for the Sirens. But that one misstep as she entered the pack on her second scoring pass is gonna cost him. She's got a back block ×2.
And that was good for 14 points, though. Really nice jam on the part of the Sirens.
But now they gotta bring it defensively. Oh, excuse me, both jammers committed penalties in that last jam. Number 63, Phoenix, with a back block her own self. 36 with the ×2, Slim Reaper with ×2 cuts. And just for good measure, number 77 is sitting for arms. So that's a lot of people in the penalty box,
That's
Rob.
a lot of penalties. That's a lot of people doing no-nos.
But the result is that both jammers can't sit for a penalty, and we just don't have any jammers. That would be weird and boring. So they sit down, and both teams get jammers.
It's true. It would practically be NASCAR.
There's a lot of people turning left.
All right, meanwhile, Smackaroni is out in front for the Sirens as she comes in to make her pass, scores on the group, calls the jam. Now, I noticed that Smackaroni only passed 3 defenders, but got 4 points. Why did she get 4 points?
Well, if there's somebody, an opposing player sitting in the penalty box, the first player you pass, you get a point for the player and a point for the person that they pass. Those are called ghost points.
Ooh, the spookiest points in roller derby.
They're not just for October, but it's nice that we're in October.
Exactly. All right, looks like we have a timeout.
Our skaters are wearing S1 helmets. S1 helmets, a symbol of quality since, I don't know, since about 1806, I'm pretty sure. S1 helmets, find them at s-onestore.com. Protect your noggin with an S1 helmet. I like to protect my noggin with a lot of Aquanet. I find that if you put it's not good for roller derby, but just for driving.
I like to just wear a melon. It's not very effective.
Makes you smell great, though.
And after a while, it makes you not smell good. I think I'm just mentally ill. Or I have a weird fetish.
This bout is brought to you by the Vernon Community Fund. The Vernon Community Fund provides charitable contributions to community-based organizations and governmental agencies in support of efforts to improve the quality of life, strengthen families, and affirm Vernon's ties with neighboring communities in pursuit of bright futures.
And that is Black and Blueberry Pie on the line for the Sirens. And Mad Mercury now breaking out, getting lead jammer for the Varsity Brawlers. Black and Blueberry Pie finally making her way out. Mad Mercury taking the high road, getting her way out, going by Sweet Baby Rage, calling the jam.
Excellent jamming, excellent jammer awareness, good strategery all the way around by
all the way
VB
around.
and Mad Merc.
Got to get that strategery in place.
Strategery is very important.
All right, there goes the Angel of Death skating for the Sirens. And I believe that is Grease Frightening skating for the Varsity Brawlers. All right, Grease Frightening breaking her way out, but the Angel of Death not far behind her.
Crowd's cheering them on. If you could make somebody skate faster just by yelling, these people would be skating so fast right now.
All right, Grease Frightening managed calling the jam before the Angel of Death came for her.
It's so ominous.
All right, looks like we got Smaller Brawler on the line for the Varsity Brawlers. And I believe that is Guillotina Belcher skating for the Sirens.
Princess Leia meets Belcher at the rail, and they're still fighting it out.
All right, meanwhile, Smaller Brawler in classic dippity-doo fashion goes up, goes down. Now she's going around. Meanwhile, Guillotina Belcher still having a little trouble running up against the wall of purple.
Yeah, she's throwing everything but the kitchen sink at these walls, and a huge hit by Mad Merc takes her down.
And 20 seconds left in the jam, giving Smaller Brawler a little bit more time to score, put a couple of points on the board. as she breaks through yet again. And she comes once again, not able to catch up though.
Oh, she wanted it so bad, Rock. You could see her going for it, but the clock just said no.
No, that time gets us all in the end. All right, so with 2 minutes and 15 seconds left in this half, it is Sirens 62, Varsity Brawlers 42.
Yeah, boy, that was a huge jam for VB. Really helped him close up that big gap.
Yep.
Can they keep it going as the clock winds down in the first half?
I guess we won't know until the last whistle has blown. But there is Killer Frost breaking out in front, and there is Phoenix not far behind her. She scores on the pack and then puts it away.
Boy, she hit that pack with so much speed, but still had the awareness to look back when she got stopped. Do I have time to get the rest of these points? She saw she did. She took them and called it off. Great jam, Killer Frost.
Nice little bit of offensive work on the part of the Varsity Brawlers. Now we have Firefox on the line for the Varsity Brawlers, and I believe that is Smackaroni on the line for the Sirens. All right, we're at the comm before the whistle. Here it comes. And there it goes.
Remember, please, in the crowd, no whistling in the crowd.
Smackaroni busts her way through like a spoon busts through the crinkly top of some smackaroni and cheese. That was a belabored one.
It's all right.
That was a long way to go for that one. I'm not sure it was a satisfying ending, unlike a nice bowl of macaroni and cheese.
There you go. You brought it back. Just had to come around.
All right, now for a stopping penalty. Looks like we have Bella Blitz taking a seat. Now we have Serena Killams on the line for the Sirens. And I believe that is Princess Leia for the Varsity Brawlers, but Serena Killams finally easily making her way out.
Yeah, quick exit from that pack by Serena Killams.
And I believe that brings us to the end of regular time on this jam, being helped to the infield by Boss Odds.
Yep, the jam goes on until the lead jammer calls it off or until the jam clock runs out.
Both jammers now struggling their way through. Serena Killams that was good for 5 points, and I believe that brings us to the end of the first half.
That's right.
This deciding game. And at the half, it is Sirens 71, Varsity Brawlers 46. We'll be back in 15.
Welcome back, everybody, to the second half of this game between the Junior Varsity Brawlers and the Junior Sirens. Sirens are leading 71-46 with just 2 more quarters to go.
Yes, that's true. That's true, Trixie.
We'd also like to give a special welcome back to Smackaronis, Grandma Pat, and Uncle Rob, who are watching on YouTube right now all the way from England. So hello, I hope you're enjoying the game.
All right, taking a seat now, this time for a directional block, we have Mad Mercury. You know, I wonder if there's other like British terms for roller derby.
Well, they do have a very famous roller derby teams. The London Roller Girls in Great Britain are awesome. I'm sure they have their own lingo.
All right, looked like the Angel of Death started taking over and then feeling the pressure from Greased Frightening, calling the jam before anybody could score any points.
London Roller Girls also have a lot of good videos on YouTube. They've done a lot of fun promotions. So if you're ever bored and on YouTube and there's no Derby Dolls game to watch, go check them out.
Like they call jammers like jelliers or something.
Jammy Dodgers.
Jelly babies. Or jammy Dodgers.
That's a good joke.
And it looks like we have Smaller Brawler on the line for skating, and she's lead jammer for the Varsity Brawlers. And Smackaroni not far behind her. Smaller Brawler calling the jam.
Somebody in the stands really wanted her to call it, too.
All right, looks like taking a seat this time, we have...
That's Amelia Terhart with a directional block.
All right. And now on the line for the Sirens is Phoenix. And I believe that is Killer Frost on the line for the Varsity Brawlers. Killer Frost taking the low road, blowing by a defender, getting out. And now Killer Frost making her way around as she blows by. Phoenix, though, also making her way through the pack. Metallicile taking a little bit of a tumble there in the infield.
Oh my goodness. Angel of Death, just about half of her went over the kick rail, but she recovered. That could not have felt good, though. Those kick rails are awful hard.
All right, that was Killer Frost. That is good for 8 points.
Got another shout out for Killer Frost from her cousin Radioactive. To my cousin Killer Frost, you're lucky I'm not in. Ha ha. It's a little cousinly love.
All right, looks like we have a back blocking penalty on the part of Killer Frost, making this a power jam.
Tell you, Killer Frost has had every single one of the penalties has been as a jammer. That's pretty tough on VB.
All right, and there is Amelia Terhart making her way through as she is the sole jammer. She's getting piled up there on the rail by Princess Leia and then being helped to the infield by another member of the Varsity Brawlers defense. Varsity Brawlers doing a good job sewing up the pocket, keeping her there and keeping her from scoring. 30 seconds left in the jam. She gets knocked down. She gets back up again. Once again, Chumbawamba-like. She takes the high road, finally makes her way out with 13 seconds left in the jam.
Her team's trying to slow this pack down so that she can catch up and try to get a couple points on the board. Ooh, when they do it, she got something there.
I don't think she's got enough to get her way all the way through, but still.
3 points. 3 points for those Sirens, taking them to 83-55. If you've ever wanted to be a roller derby referee, you can do it and we can train you. Email refs@derbydolls.com for more information. I love roughing. I don't know if you've ever had the chance to do it, but it's a whole new perspective on the game, and it gives you a whole new respect for the people who are out there trying to do this.
And if you have a child that between the ages of 8 and 18 and are interested in having them perhaps join our skaters here on the infield as a junior derby doll, what do they do?
Well, they should do it, by golly. They should just join up and do it and go to the table outside. There should be more information there, or if you just go to the website, derbydolls.com, you should find everything you need.
And as the parent of a junior derby doll, I will tell you, it's not as scary as you think it is. All right, looks like we have a directional block above the shoulder, directional block on Guillotina Belcher, and I believe that was an above the shoulders block on Firefox. And now we have Mojo Mayhem on the line for Varsity Brawlers, and Sirius Black and Blue for the Sirens as she breaks her way out. Mojo Mayhem shakes off the last bit of defender from Black and Blueberry Pie and gets not too far behind her.
Sirius really doing a lot to control her speed as she entered that pack so that she could pick her moment without blowing anybody away and picking up that terrible back block penalty that you see so often when people come in with speed. Real smart jamming from Yvette.
Well, she's quite a seasoned and experienced jammer.
Absolutely.
All right, so we have Finding Gory on the line for the Varsity Brawlers. And I believe that is Slammin' Eggs for the Sirens. Both jammers trying to find their way through the pack. Slammin' Eggs making her way through, but Finding Gory finding the bit of daylight to get her out as she makes her way around. Slammin' Eggs still having some trouble finding her way through.
Yeah, she's been getting a lot of help from her blockers, but just didn't have that little extra oomph to get through the pack.
Just when she thinks she's out, they pull her back in.
They're really tapping the edge of that 20-foot engagement zone, though. And they finally have to let her go.
And it looked like Finding Gory decided to get all 5 points this time around. And now we have, I believe that is Firefox on the line for the Varsity Brawlers.
Skeleton's going to sit down this time for the Brawlers for blocking out of play. That's, when you get past that 20-foot engagement zone, 20 feet away from the pack, blockers are not allowed to block.
And I believe that is that Guillotina Belcher on the line for?
Well, I do believe it is, but there goes Firefox, lead jammer for Varsity Brawlers.
All right, Varsity Brawlers trying to build up a little momentum so that they could finally close up this lead and pull ahead.
Firefox has got all of them but one. Is she going to pick up that last one?
I think she's going to give it a try.
Come on, Brawlers fans, make some noise for her.
All right, Firefox finally calling the jam.
It's such a tough position because, Firefox knows they got to make those points up. So at some point maybe you have to rely on your defense, but then, everybody's yelling, call it. It's a real tough position for a jammer to be in.
All right, now looks like this time around we have Guillotina Belcher down for a low blocking penalty. So that makes this a power jam.
And that makes this a huge opportunity for the Brawlers.
And Slim Reaper trying to step up to the challenge of putting points on the board. She makes her way around as she comes around trying to put points on the board, getting through the pack, trying to make her first run. 37 seconds left in the jam. Still plenty of time to put points on the board to close up that gap.
Killer Frost fighting it out at the back of the pack with Sweet Baby Rage.
Cautiously approaching, starting to weave her way through, but unfortunately hits the infield at the hands of the Angel of Death.
She's got past all of them just as that jam clock runs out.
All right, I believe that was good for 5 points. So now with 6 minutes and 30 seconds left in the third quarter, it is Sirens 89, Varsity Brawlers 62. Now taking a seat this time around for a cutting penalty is Slim Reaper and an arms penalty for the Angel of Death. Making this a power jam. Advantage Sirens.
Yep, Smackaroni wearing the star, trying to load up the Sirens with points to close the door on the Brawlers once and for all. But are the Brawlers going to let him do it? I don't know.
But she does squeak her way out. And now Princess Leia is being goaded by the Sirens as Smackaroni tries to make her way out of the first pack. Once again, being helped to the infield, I believe, by Mojo Mayhem.
That's right. Mojo's had her in that infield twice.
And there's a little bit of a jumble left, and that is Serena Killams taking the star pass.
Yep, the jammer has the option at any time to take off their star and pass it to the pivot wearing the stripe on their head. If the pivot can put it on their head, become the jammer, and take it up where that jammer left off.
And now it looks like we have Boss Odds on the line for the Varsity Brawlers, and Serena Killams, who was jammer in the last jam, now taking up the mantle this time as the official jammer for the Sirens.
And Oblivion Westwood doing a little one-woman dance party over there on the VB bench.
All right, looks like taking a seat this time around will be
Captain Speedy for the Sirens.
All right, both skaters hitting the pack. Serena Killams busting her way through.
Boy, there is just no stopping that girl in the first pass, is there? But she saw odds picking up behind her and decided, let's call this one off. That's the kind of defensive position that's a lot easier to make when you've got a 31-point lead.
It's very true. All right, looks like we have the Angel of Death there for the Sirens. And that is Greased Frightening for the Brawlers. All right, there goes Greased Frightening. There goes the Angel of Death. Both skaters trying to make their way through. Greased Frightening finally breaking out. Angel of Death almost made it out, but fell at the hands of Killer Frost.
Yeah, Killer Frost was just unmovable with that pressure from behind.
But now this time around, Greased Frightening trying to make her way through, calls the jam before the Angel of Death came upon them.
Greased Frightening picking up a low block in that jam, so VB will be down one blocker. Oh, pardon me, she was the jammer. They'll be down one jammer. Power jam once again moves for the Sirens, and the Sirens are going to talk it over, taking themselves a little time out. That gives me to say special thank yous to our amazing medical staff. If you're looking for a chiropractor or an acupuncturist, please visit one of our teams. They support the dolls all year long, and they are some of the best around. Check them out at derbydolls.com/doll-repair. We also want to thank our wonderful EMTs who are out here every game. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for keeping our skaters safe. And as long as I'm thanking people, we got to thank the track monkeys. I saw Horchata out there with the drill at halftime, making sure that all the screws on the track were screwed all the way down.
That's right. You have to keep from people sabotaging the track.
And if you're hungry, why don't you go outside at the quarter break and check out El Vaquero. El Vaquero, bringing that delicious food right here to the city of Vernon and the Dollyceum.
Oh, here at the timeout, I think it's time to take my famous poll. Who here is rooting for the Varsity Brawlers? Who's rooting for the Sirens? Who just likes roller derby? And who has just wandered in off the street not knowing where they are? Always far more people than that than I would expect.
We also have a special shout out from the chat in the YouTube. Shout out to the refs from Diana Martinez and Go Cleo Von Ludwig.
All right, that is Guillotina Belcher on the line skating for the Sirens as she gets hung up on the wall, hung up on the rail by Mojo Mayhem and Mad Mercury.
And Firefox joins that defensive party as well. Boy, oh boy, that's a lot of purple. The Sirens are pulling the pack forward, splitting it forward, knowing that the Brawlers have to disengage and try to reform the pack. And now with the star pass, Macaroni exits the pack holding that star. She's not the jammer till she gets it on her head, though.
That's true. If that star's not on your head, anybody you pass doesn't matter. No points are scored.
Sirens manage a total of 2 on that jam. Real good defense. Real good defense from the BB.
They were a wall of purple. It looked like Prince exploded.
The Sirens are going to be down 2 in that pack as Amelia Terhart sits for a stop and number 360 Black and Blueberry Pie for a directional block.
Looks like now we have Sirens on the line for the Phoenix on the line for the Sirens and Slim Reaper on the line for the Varsity Brawlers. Oh wait, that is not Phoenix. That is Skate White Shark. I want to apologize to Skate White Shark's family for screwing that up. But Slim Reaper has pulled out into lead jammer status with 40 seconds left in the jam. Skate White Shark up against the purple defenders. Meanwhile, Slim Reaper easily getting her way through. 21 seconds left in the jam. Still time to put more points on the board. More of those spooky ghost points. She decides to go uptown.
Oh my goodness. You will not know the day nor the hour. Slim Reaper just slides through that pack completely unopposed.
2 seconds left in the jam. I don't think she's going to make it. As we are ticking down, 23 seconds left in the third quarter. And it is Sirens 96, Varsity Brawlers 76.
Just a huge jam for the Brawlers right when they needed it.
All right, looks like we have smaller Brawler now on the line for the Varsity Brawlers and Amelia Terhart for the Sirens.
Now, co-captain Phoenix is sitting for the Sirens for an illegal procedure, illegal panty pass. When you do a star pass, the pass has to go straight from the jammer who takes it off directly to the hand of the pivot who puts it back on. You can't pass it to your buddy and have them pass it to the jammer. And that's what I thought I saw in that last jam. That's going to be your illegal procedure against Phoenix there.
That is an illegal procedure. And yes, I always refer to it as a star pass, because if I say panty pass, I'm just creepy.
Exactly. I prefer star myself. And that's the danger of a star pass. It's such a great, sneaky little move if the defenders don't have their eye, if they're looking at bodies instead of helmets.
Right.
But if you drop it, that's it. You can't skate back. You've got to skate all the way back around. The only person who can pick it up.
It is always a very dangerous and risky proposition, like sticking your face in a fan.
It feels so good, though.
Well, and you get to make that weird voice where you kind of sound like Darth Vader.
Whether you want to skate roller derby for fun or to prepare for fresh meat, Derby Por Vida is the place for you. Visit our table outside to learn more. Derby Por Vida is awesome. You don't have to know how to skate. You don't have to know how to do anything. You just have to have insurance and a mouth guard, and I think $50 to borrow the equipment for 8 weeks.
And the will to succeed.
Well, and the will to succeed. Oh boy, we've got, in addition to 63 for that illegal procedure, Skate White Shark, 79, 111 something.
That is Skate White Shark.
Skate White Shark has also got lit up for that illegal panty pass, and she was the jammer, which means this is going to be a power jam for VB.
I believe she was a conspirator in that illegal pass of the star.
When you do wrong, sometimes you take everybody else down with
Right. Don't go to bed with that price on your head. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Sammy Davis Jr. taught us that on the show Beretta. And that is Smaller Brawler on the line for skating for the Varsity Brawlers this time around.
Man, I'm not even old enough to remember Beretta. You're not even old enough to remember Beretta.
No, I do remember Beretta. It was one of those shows I would only watch when I was sick.
And there goes Smaller Brawler!
Speaking of sick, she is all over the track, doing very sick moves.
VB doing the absolute most to try to contain Sirius Black and Blue and keep her away from that jammer.
Smaller Brawler starting to make her way out, but then stumbles herself and just hits the infield. Now she's getting back out, trying to make her way through.
She's getting her points, but she's losing her momentum, and meanwhile that jam clock ticks down and down.
And there are only 4 seconds left in this jam. I don't know how many more points she can put on that board. Although any points are good points at this point. Although I believe that also then takes us to the end of the third quarter here at the Dollhalla. And here at the third quarter, it is Varsity Brawlers 80, Sirens 96.
Baby, welcome on back to the fourth and final deciding quarter of this game, which will decide who's going to champs, Rock.
That's right. It's all on the line for all the marbles, or at least some of the marbles.
VB outscored the Sirens last quarter, 34-25, bringing this to a 16-point game. I can math.
That's right.
They just have 16 points to make up. Are the Sirens going to let them do it, or are they going to close the door on VB's season?
I guess we'll only know in about 15 minutes.
I can't wait that long.
That's what's wrong with kids today. Now, Sirens, Speedy Wonder trying to make it out, still continues to keep trouble as she keeps running into Mad Mercury. Meanwhile, Mojo Mayhem makes her way out. Speedy Wonder finally making it through, but Mojo Mayhem still ahead of her.
Getting some serious resistance from Sirius Black and Blue, and Serena Killam's forced to call it off.
All right, still good for 2 points. So that's 2 more points that they had previously, closing that gap ever so slightly.
Black and Blueberry Pie sits for the Sirens for a directional block.
All right, now we have Greased Frightening on the line for the Varsity Brawlers and Phoenix on the line for the Sirens. Greased Frightening taking the high road, moving out like Greased Lightning. But Phoenix also making her way out. So under the gun just a little bit to put some points on the board. Greased Frightening finally gaining her bearings, realizing that she needed to call that jam because Phoenix was rising up. And that is good for another 2 points.
Greased Frightening heads to the box for a low block. That means no jammer for VB on this jam.
All right, and so now on the line.
Power jam!
Now on the line for the Sirens, I believe we have Smackaroni. And the jammer is trying to make her way out, but keeps running into a purple jersey, being helped into the infield. And now Boss Odds is blocking up the rail. Smackaroni, ever undaunted, trying to make her way through, but keeps, every time she thinks she's going to make it out, sees a little bit of daylight. That daylight is blocked by purple. And now they've got her sewn up as she tries to make her way out.
Yeah, the Sirens are trying to keep that goat in the back, but if they just can't get the pack separation, it doesn't work, and it just turns into their jammer getting hung up, which is what we're seeing in front.
Goats only work when somebody's breaking free of the pack. And that is the jam. Nice little bit of defensive work on the part of the Varsity Brawlers.
Yeah, really solid wall. Great job controlling the speed and keeping that jammer in the engagement zone the whole time.
And it looks like now we have a directional block on the part of Sirius Black and Blue. And it looks like we have Skate White Shark on the line for the Sirens. And I believe that's Killer Frost.
You couldn't have a timelier defensive showing than that. VB really needed to stop them dead, and that's exactly what they did.
It was a perfect opportunity. They could have had the momentum sucked right out of them, but this case, the momentum keeps going, and there goes Killer Frost. Meanwhile, Skate White Shark still having some trouble, can't break out. Killer Frost going up, going down, making her way out. That is good for some points.
And the crowd goes moderately wild.
That's right. Well, it is the afternoon, and there's no drinking here.
How wild can you get? Oh, they're pretty wild. Oh, and there goes Frosty again.
All right. Calls the jam. I believe that was... And that was good for 9 points. And now with 10 minutes and 35 seconds left in the game, it is quite a game here with the Sirens only 3 points ahead of the Varsity Brawlers, 96-93. With Firefox on the line for the Brawlers and Amelia Terhart for the Sirens. All right, there goes Firefox. There goes Amelia Terhart. Both jammers struggling to try to make their way through.
Oh, Serena Kilms held Firefox just long enough, but the wall let her go. She's out in lead for VB.
But Amelia Terhart not also making her way out. So she is under the gun to try to make some... Ooh, and Amelia Terhart taking over lead jammer status. Varsity Brawlers still struggling to try to keep her at bay. 16 seconds left in the jam. As soon as she took over, those purples just formed up around her like white blood cells.
I think the people wanted her to call that jam. I don't know. But I saw somebody in sparkly shorts go running across the stands to let her know, call it off for the love of God. Serena Kilms is taking a trip to the box for an arms penalty.
All right, so that is now, Sirens eked out 1 extra point ahead of this.
And I'm nominating Horchata for MVP coach of this game for that bit of advice.
Oh, Sirius Black and Blue now breaking out. Boss Odds almost breaking out before being helped into the infield, but now she is broken out. But here comes Sirius Black and Blue.
Oh, she's got so much energy. She attacks that wall. But Boss Odds was coming in fast. There's the call off.
But still puts 4 points on the board as finally somebody breaks into 3-digit territory.
Big hand for the Sirens. Triple digits, 103.95 with just over 8 minutes left in the game.
All right, looks like we have the Angel of Death on the line for the Sirens, but she will be taking a seat this time.
Uh-oh. Yeah. Sirius Black and Blue getting lit up for a low block.
That did not come at an opportune moment.
That's the last thing that Sirens need right now. Well, they just need to do what VB did to them and stop this power jam dead.
But Slim Reaper's going to see what she can do about it, and she does something very nicely as she breaks through, hopefully trying to put enough points on that board to give herself for a lead, give Varsity Brawlers a lead for the first time in this game. She knocks on the back door of that pack. She breaks her way through.
VB's blockers just breaking up those Siren packs at just the right moment.
28 seconds left in the jam. Still plenty of time to put points on that board. Trying to get by with a little help from her friends.
Phoenix has her locked up front, but Killer Frost comes to bust her loose. There's that great Sirens recycling. They've reformed that wall in the front.
All right, 2 seconds left in the jam. All right, there was a lot of moving around there. And I
thought I saw him call 9 points. Oh my goodness! Varsity Brawlers take the lead for the first time in this game.
Now for the first time in this game, Varsity Brawlers ahead 104 to 103 with 6 minutes and 25 seconds left in this game. And we have Smaller Brawler now on the line for the Varsity Brawlers.
Well, momentum may be on VB's side, but that doesn't end the game. The Sirens still have a lot to say about it.
And that is Sweet Baby Rage skating for the Sirens as she breaks forth. Smaller Brawler, though, now on her own as well. 40 seconds left in the jam. But she ends up against the wall of purple. Smaller Brawler. Both jammers trying to make their way through. Once again, Horchata getting involved, putting her hands on her hips like she's some kind of Sherelle.
Bella Blitz came with a very timely block right at the end of that jam to peel Black and Blueberry Pie off of that VB jammer. Just as the time ran out.
All right, looks like we have the Angel of Death on the line for the Sirens and Killer Frost.
Killer
for
Frost.
the Varsity Brawlers.
Killer Frost looking like she kind of wanted to sit in the Angel of Death's lap there on the jammer line.
Well, there's always that mean mugging, and there goes Killer Frost with the Angel of Death creeping up behind her. And here comes Killer Frost. Nice bit of jammer awareness on the part of Killer Frost.
But did Angel of Death pick any up?
I think she picked up 1 point, but Varsity Brawlers picked up 4.
There we go, and the Brawlers are taking a timeout.
So now with 4 minutes and 3 seconds left in the game, it is Varsity Brawlers 109, Sirens 107, and we have a timeout on the purple side.
We have to give a shout out to all the volunteers who helped make this league happen. 95% of the staff you see here are volunteers. Please give every single one of them the crispest of high fives. The LA Derby Dolls are a non-profit organization run by the skaters, the referee, and people who love roller derby.
Varsity Brawlers, it is Firefox and Smackaroni for the Sirens?
Yes,
I'm getting it.
that's her.
All right, both jammers hitting the back of that pack, trying to make her way through. Firefox thinking she sees some daylight.
So tough to get your momentum in a pack like that, but there goes Firefox.
Firefox breaking her way out, tries to call the jam. Refs didn't see her, saw her now. Now it is called. All right, looks like we have boss odds now for the Varsity Brawlers and Sirius Black and Blue for the Sirens. And looks like we have an illegal procedure on the part of Sirius Black and Blue with a false start and a directional block on the part of Speedy Wonder.
That's right. For a short jam, that's an awful lot of penalties, and so the Sirens are just going to have just 2 in the pack.
You ain't kidding.
Black and Blueberry Pie is going to have to do it all alone with one buddy.
All right, Serena Killam's taking over for Sirius Black and Blue, but
Boss Odds just threw that pack lickety split.
All right, Boss Odds scoring on the pack, calling the jam.
She caught a little bit of destabilization from Black and Blueberry Pie. I thought it was going to set her in the infield, but she kept her feet, got her points, called that jam.
And now with 3 minutes and 11 seconds left in the game, it is Varsity Brawlers 113, Sirens 107.
And all these skaters just really bringing it for for what could be their last game of the season.
They are giving it their all.
Nobody's going to go home thinking, boy, I wish I'd given a little bit more. They are leaving it all on the track.
And that's all you can really hope for at this point. All right, looks like Phoenix now taking over lead jammer. And finding Gory, trying to look for some daylight. She just keeps swimming. Makes her way through the pack. And Phoenix almost busted out her on her own, but takes a little bit of a tumble thanks to a defender. She calls the jam. That was good for 4 points, and now with 2 minutes and 15 seconds left in this game, it is Varsity Brawlers 113, Sirens 111.
Smaller Brawler taking the line with a huge smile on her face as Guillotina Belcher pulls up beside her. But I do see some writing on the whiteboard, if not on the wall.
Looks like we've got some sitting down. Ooh.
Yep,
All right, we got a directional block and an illegal procedure on a low block and illegal procedure on the part of the blue jammer, making this a power jam with Smaller Brawler, the only one able to pick up points, as she has pulled through before the first time with 50 seconds left in the jam. Plenty of time to make her way out, although the Sirens doing what they can to speed up that pack.
Got some fast skaters with a lot of control, but Bella Blitz was just able to pick one of them off. Can Killums and Pie contain Brawler? They cannot.
Smaller Brawler gets both Serena Killums and Black and Blueberry Pie out of play.
Meanwhile, Sweet Baby Rage is doing everything she can. She's rejoined her wall in the front, and now they're going to play split the pack again. There goes Bella. Can she pick off another one?
They have her up on the rail. She's small, but she is determined.
Such great work from both sides. The determination, the timing of Bella Blitz, the ferocity of that blue defense.
And that was good for 10 points on that jam. So with 34 seconds left in this game, it is Varsity Brawlers 123, Sirens 111.
Now this could be the last jam. How it works is if the team with the most points skates clean, that's the end of the game. If the team with the most points at the end of this jam has a penalty and the other team doesn't, we're gonna have one more. So keep your eye on the head ref wearing the white cap.
All right, but there goes Grease Frightening pulling out, but Guillotina Belcher knocking on the back door of that pack, making her way through.
She calls it off just in time. We're gonna have one more jam. Guillotina Belcher called it off with about a second and a half left on that game clock.
Just enough time to make sure there's one more jam. And that was good for 4 points. So now at the end of regular time.
Oh boy, look at that.
It is Sirens 115, Varsity Brawlers 123, but Grease Frightening catching an illegal penalty, an illegal procedure.
For blocking after the jam.
And so this gives Smackaroni of the Sirens the opportunity to pick up points and very likely possibly win this game.
She needs 8 to tie, 9 to win, but first she's gonna have to get through this pack.
And they are determined.
Come on, Siren fans, make some noise, help her out.
That purple defense is like Grimace on a bender. But she busts out, and she comes around, making it look her first group
It's critical
of points.
Critical for VB that they skate clean this jam, or else we're gonna have one more.
All right, she was just about to break out, but Boss Odds coming in, keeping her at the rail, keeping her at bay. Then Mad Mercury.
We're going to have our medics come on in. Let's have a huge hand for Smackaroni. And a big thank you once again to our EMTs and medical staff. We're gonna have one more jam. Mad Mercury sitting for a blocking out of play and a low block. So the rules are the same for this jam as they were in the previous jam. If the team with the most points at the end of this jam skates clean, that's the end of the game. If they commit a penalty and the other team doesn't, we're gonna have one more jam. If both teams commit penalties, that's your game.
That's right.
3 points separate these two teams from the championships. Who's gonna be there with Fight Crew?
And it is Sirius Black and Blue on the line for the Sirens, and Bella Blitz on the line for the Varsity Brawlers. And it is Varsity Brawlers 123, Sirens 120. And Bella Blitz breaking free.
She calls it off. So now the referees will convene, the enforcers will convene to see if there were any penalties.
All right, everybody, one moment is now it's up to the officials to determine whether or not that's the end of the game.
And that is your game. Varsity Brawlers have won 123 to 120. Please come on down to the side of the track. Give your high fives to your favorite skaters. Give your high fives to the hard-fought second place team. They really did their best out there.